A series of winter storms inundated our farmlands, and this could all have a big impact on what we see in the grocery stores. California is the leading agricultural state in the U.S., but some farmers are now on pause. Some can't even get their equipment onto the fields because it's just too muddy. And in the Salinas Valley, some are going to have to test the soil to make sure their leafy greens won't get contaminated. And if you take tomatoes, for example, California grows 99% of all the tomatoes that are used for things like processed canned goods and things like that. So pasta and pizza sauces, that could all see the trickle-down impact from this. Bottom line is, the longer farmers have to delay planting, the longer we have to wait for products at the grocery store. But despite the challenges, farmers tell us all this rainfall should be celebrated.
And in the Napa Valley, Wilson Walker takes a look at what all of this rain means for the wine produced in the region.
You know, in 2017, we had something similar. We had a very wet winter after 5 years of drought.
At William Harrison Vineyards and Winery, General Manager Rod Santos is waiting for the season to bust out of these dormant vines.
Got little nodules here where the green growth will pop out.
And after 3 short, dry seasons, he's hoping wine country is about to bust out of the drought.
The biggest issue for us, not only as growers but as winemakers, is that the last 3 vintages have been very short.
But for winemakers and their vines, it's not quite as simple. As rainfall totals, a lot of that water has to make it to the right place.
If you look at the reservoirs around the state, things are filling up. That's all good news, but the reservoirs are really for drinking water. Out here, we need the water to penetrate the earth. We've had 3 very dry years in the past 3, so to get out of that, the water really needs to get below the soil, down where the roots of the vine go. That's where the vines look for their water. In a perfect world, we wouldn't use any water on the surface.
So you're trying to make up for 3 years.
Yeah, I mean, that's hard to do, although we've had a lot of water this year. So
I know we've had smoky years, and people talk about how that might translate into what you taste. Does a wet winter translate into something you're going to notice in a glass of wine?
I think what it does is it relaxes the vines. They know they're not going to be as stressed looking for water. So they tend to give us a little more fruit, as you'd expect. A little more water equals more juice. But also, if it doesn't get too hot, they tend to give us a little juicier flavors, a little easier to drink wines when they're younger. It's farming. At the end of the day, the wine business is all about farm.
So there you go. Hope that one blockbuster winter can assuage the drought stress for these vines. And as you heard, vines that are relaxed tend to give us more wine, juicier flavors. And hasn't California earned that after the last 3 years?